Welcome back, Juventini, to the Juventinità, Back to Black and White podcast. My name's Daniel Lenegro, and I'm live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And today we're going to be going over the post-match for Juve-Benevento, and we have the shit disturbers of all shit disturbers. One new guest, one guy you know, the king of the views right now. No one's been able to take him off his perch, so that's what we got to call him. But anyways, he's back. We got another, another guy who's been called a whole bunch of things. Yep. He's also changed his profile. He's got banned. I don't know how many times now, but
I think about like three times maybe.
So Drew, welcome to the show. Anto, welcome to the show again. What a shit show of a game. That's to say first of all. Drew, stop picking on everybody.
What are you talking about?
Anto getting into fights all the time. Literally, I'm bringing in new guests. Yeah, do you want to come into the show? Oh, I can't bring this guy. I can't bring that guy. Because I have Jake's blocking you. This guy's blocking you. What's going on? Who are you pissing off? I know we got back with Juve FC now. We're in the click now. We're okay for this moment. But what's going on?
Well, with the whole Jake thing, so one of the tweets, we were talking about the guy, what is Dybala mask or whatever he wanted to have on the podcast as well. But like, I got into a beef with him like a long ass time ago.
He will be on the show though.
So he will be. Yeah, no, I don't even remember what we fought about, to be honest. But
welcome to Twitter.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, blocked him there, and then as a joke to you, obviously, I put an Al Capone quote about, if you've seen The Untouchables, it's like one of the most famous scenes. It's like where he's like talking about Elliot Ness and how he wants to like burn his house down and piss on his ashes. So I write that.
That's how you get banned.
Hey, I literally told the guy to fuck off in a creative way. And literally, that was enough for the liberals to come hunt me down. So my personal went down for the 12-hour count. Actually, it was longer than that because you didn't say that. Oh, I'm going to remove my tweet. So they keep fucking sticking it to you until you do that. But Total Artur, I don't know which fake account you're on now, but keep disliking those videos, buddy. It's either him or the fucking clown, one of the two. But Drew. Obviously from Chicago, we got Anto, our Canadian boy, or Italian. I don't know. What is it? Where are you? Are you Canadian today or what?
Oh, never Canadian.
Oh boy, that's fucking awesome. But anyways, Drew, let's hear it. How did you become a Juve fan, or are you a Juve fan?
Of course, I'm a Juve fan, but
give us your story.
I know there's a lot of trolls out there that are gonna, disagree with me, or so basically.
It is. We accept everybody. I've had Ronaldo fans. I've had non-Ronaldo fans. I don't care if you are. Don't be afraid to say it. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I remember.
I'm not saying you are. But anyways, you get what I'm
saying. Like every World Cup, I would like get into football. So I remember, really the first one I watched was 2014. And I remember I'd be playing FIFA, and then it was, teams that I liked were, AC Milan or Juventus, and I'd always pick Juventus. So then, like 4 years from then, I didn't really watch anything.
Right.
Because you know how Americans are. We watch NFL, NBA, all that. So basically, 2018 World Cup comes along, and basically, want to get back into it, and basically, that's how I became a Juventus fan. So I've been pretty much a Juventus fan for 2 years, watching 2 years religiously. So
no worries, man. Like honestly, we've had the spectrum. I've had fucking 15-year-olds on here who've literally blew my mind on what they knew, and then we've had all the way up to some old men come on this thing and say their piece. So I mean, it's fine. I mean, you picked a good year, 2018, though, when Italy wasn't in. But I mean, Juve doesn't have Italians anymore, so really, it's perfect.
Yeah.
True that.
So
That's
I
why
mean,
there's more
Italy
Americans.
didn't need to be in the World Cup for you to be.
Yeah, no.
But that's the pass, man. But no, I mean, so was it any key players? I mean, sure. Was it Ronaldo? Be honest with me. Was it or not?
Um, it
Was it
was partly.
Dybala?
It was partly. I did like Dybala a lot too when I was first watching. It was partly Ronaldo, partly Dybala, and then I remember, like I said, back in 2014, I'd always play with Juventus, so
That's good.
that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, FIFA. Fuck, I haven't even got FIFA. To be honest, I gotta fucking pick that up on sale. Check it out, $39 Canadian.
Christmas time coming.
Exactly. Get on that. But yeah, no, it's great to have you on. Let's get into some news though, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sami Khedira. What do we have to say about Sami Khedira? There's been, a whole bunch of fucking things going on. Romeo Agresti deletes his tweet. Fucking Fabrizio Romano says it was his brother who said he didn't want to leave. This whole shitstorm. Then this guy says he wants to be respected by the fans and he wants to honor his contract. So boys, let's go, Drew, the newcomer. Let's hear your opinion first, and then we'll get on to it because I'm sure we're gonna have some expletives coming up after. But anyways, you go ahead, Drew. What are your thoughts on Khedira?
I don't blame him, really. I mean, I don't know any other clubs that are. I'm sure there's a lot of clubs out there that would be willing to pick him up, but yeah, I don't know. I guess he said he wants to exercise his contract until what was it, 2021?
Yeah, end of the season, I believe it is.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't blame the guy, really.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If someone offered you a $6 million contract to literally do a light workout all day,
yeah,
I'm taking that all day, son. But hopefully we can get him to go in January, either Premier League or, the scrap bin, whatever. We got a nice champagne bottle on ice here. That nice Asti, nice $10 Italian bottle of champagne ready to pop. I haven't been able to pop it yet. Let's go. Let's fucking make this happen, Juve. I don't know. But anyways, Anto, what do you think?
I think he needs to fuck off and stop fucking around, to be honest. I think he's just trying to save his reputation because right now...
How?
I think right now everyone kind of just thinks of him as like he's there for a paycheck. I think it's blatantly obvious he's there for a paycheck. I think all the teams like around the world, all the clubs are definitely thinking, like, is this guy even serious about playing football? Like, he chose to stay when the manager and the directors of the club told him, you're not playing this season. You will sit on the bench and you will not do anything. He said, that's fine. So if you're sending that to prospective clubs around the world, I don't really know how great that looks from like a footballing perspective because they're not going to pay his like stupid contract. I'm sure he's going to want like upwards of 4 million euros at least.
Well, I'm sure some MLS team will pay for a sack of shit, though. Let's be honest. He's got the World Cup winners medal, so that counts for at least a couple million right there.
He'd still be the third best player in the MLS after he.
Not even.
Honestly, no. But
go to Miami with Higuain and my Tweety.
Yeah, fuck, might as well. Three's a club.
Three's the charm, eh?
Anyways, but yeah, no, I think we got to get rid of this shit show. Like, it's unbelievable. And I really want to drink that champagne, so let's fucking hurry up. But because this,
like, Locatelli would be on half the wage. Just think of that,
Yeah, true enough. That's a fucking good point. Our favorite, well, one of my favorites, obviously one of your favorites, Dybala, Icardi swap. Calcio Mercato, which means fuck all, but
paper.
It's been brought up. Likely to happen in the summer. What do you guys think? I mean, me personally, I don't see why if we have Morata playing the way he is, why bring in someone on that contract? It makes no sense to me. What about you, Anto?
Yeah, exactly that. Obviously, I don't want Dybala to leave, but on a less personal and biased note, just the fact the way, like how well Morata's played this season. He's been one of like top 5 striker in Europe, and that's probably being generous,
Yeah.
like, or not generous, like pretty like good, because how many goals has he had offside? He could have easily had like 15
Oh,
goals
yeah.
by now
Yeah.
without his
Amen.
hat trick offside at Barcelona, right? So
Fucking
I
amen.
he's playing. He's on a relatively cheap contract. There's no real reason to look anywhere else. I think we found our solution at striker for the foreseeable future, at least.
Yeah, I know there's been talks of like, obviously you said you showed us earlier Llorente and even
Yeah.
fucking Mandzukic has been tossed around. Look, if the guy's gonna come for like nothing and he wants to be like that third guy that you can
Yeah.
play, hey, fuck, why not? But not at like what is he? I don't even know what he's on, like 6-7 million. But anyways, go ahead, Drew. Let's hear your thoughts.
I don't know where he'd like go in. I think he's been flopping at PSG, hasn't he?
Yeah, Keane benched him.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Keane's been benching him the past like 3 or 4 weeks now. So, and Keane's been scoring too. It makes no sense.
Yeah, but that fuck there too. Tuchel fucking didn't even play him in the final either. I'm not saying
Yeah.
like, hey, he's a former Merdarista, but still, like, I don't know how you could not like you're down in a final. It almost reminds me of Juve, like literally having Marquisio on the bench and fucking leaving Khedira to play the whole 90 minutes. But none of the Khedira supporters will ever tell you that one. They'll say, well, we won the first 8 games in fucking last season, so he's the best. He must be the best player. But they won't tell you that in fucking Cardiff, he laid an egg the whole game. And we literally had Claudio on the bench and don't even play the guy. So that just reminds me shades of nightmares past. But yeah, guys, I don't know what we're gonna do with him. I really hope that doesn't happen, and we
Yeah.
hear this. Even if Dybala is gonna go, I've kind of accepted the fact now. I've kind of said my piece over a couple videos. It's ridiculous. If he's got to go and he's got to teach us a lesson,
Yeah.
let him go and teach us a lesson and get paid. I mean,
Mhm.
what are we going to do with Ronaldo? 40 years old, we're going to pay him till? Like, I'm sorry. You can only use the age and thing. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a beast. He's scoring for us. He's putting in the work. But to say that, oh, yeah, we got to extend him, man. I don't know what this fan base is going through. Like, how much you're going to pay this guy? What is he going to do? He's going to say, oh, yeah, well, I want 31 million for 2 more years? Like, really? We're okay with that as a fan base? Like, are we for real? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think a lot of our fans have turned into the joke that we always made fun of. I said it in my video today. I think our fans have, morphed into the enemy, morphed into the Madrid fans, morphed into the Barca fans, and literally are the enemy that we hated for how many years? I mean,
Yeah.
Drew, I know you said you only followed for a while, but what was commonly known when I was on Twitter, like we would literally you'd shit talk Barca fans because they're all from different places that have no teams, and they would talk like they were diehards, and
Mhm.
now that's what we're becoming. A lot of our fans, that's what they're becoming. No logic, you know. I only push so much if I have to, but when I hear it like consistently one way for like 24/7, Ronaldo, and that's all you can have in one conversation.
Yeah.
It's just in my nature that I'm gonna push back. So don't get offended if I do. I think I went over the hill after Benevento because I was pissed off of and we'll get into that, but what a shit show of a game that was. And that's just how it is. Talking about Ronaldo though, 2.4 points average per game in 7 games, 5 wins. I believe that's 2 draws. I don't know why that didn't copy, but without Ronaldo, obviously 1.2 points average per game. 5 games, 1 win, 3 draws, 1 defeat. I mean, guys, let's relax with these figures. If you want to big up Ronaldo, that's fine.
Mhm.
But when these news networks are now trying to make this narrative like the team isn't the problem and defensively we're not a shambles and Pirlo for 90 minutes against Ferencváros told us to cross in, and then we got the one cross out of 20 worked at the 90+2, which I literally just talked about with my buddy Farouk, who was the second guest on the podcast. But like, guys, like, there's more, and actually, Dalal Juventina, she said it perfectly. Graham said it perfectly. We're literally set up to pass to Ronaldo. That's the tactics. Either that or go back to Allegri ball without the defense and just cross balls in, because we think Ronaldo's going to apparently hit all of these in, apparently. And I don't know. Guys, what do you think about this? Obviously, the numbers that I just dropped.
Well, I saw today on Twitter about something about Pirlo trying to be not as reliant on Ronaldo, and it's like,
we'll get into that. That's the next point. But take it back a step. You're doing my job for me, Drew. You're not supposed to do that. Go ahead, boss.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
No, but like obviously the game with Ronaldo, without Ronaldo. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think obviously he's a key player, and you're going to struggle without him. Right. I think the back line is. I mean, Danilo's been really good this season, but I think if you're going to have a full back play at center back full time, I don't think that's a championship winning team. I think having Dybala at captain was kind of a mistake. I think Delic should be captain every single game.
Oh, we might have to stop the podcast early now. Gee, oh.
I know you guys are Dybala fans, but come on, you got to agree with that.
I'll say that De Ligt has the leadership qualities to be a captain.
Agreed.
That's all I'll say. Yeah. I'm not saying that he should be one over the other. I think, to be honest, I think Buffon, if he's on the pitch, he should still have the captain's armband, to be quite honest. But obviously, you need some guy that's on the pitch. So, I mean, look, we're going to see De Ligt with the captain's armband as he plays more.
Yeah.
Apparently, we know with the structure of how it works, caps is what's ruling who's the captain and who's not, right? So Bonucci's not on the pitch, so it's going to go to Dybala because I think he just edges Cuadrado. But anyways, I mean, we'll talk about that incident at the end of this game. But what are your thoughts about with or without Ronaldo, Anto?
I think the stats are kind of like, I don't know. I understand the statistics, but I think they're kind of cherry picked to look better than they are. For the Ronaldo sayers. Yeah. Because I don't know if it's like a mental thing, but I think like when the team doesn't have Ronaldo, they're just kind of like so used to the tactic going through him that he's not there. Kind of like a mental thing of who are we going to pass the ball to and like who's going to score. I think like the announcers were kind of saying on Saturday that Juve's got a lot of playmakers right now. Obviously, Chiesa's cross was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that. So Chiesa isn't really a guy who's going to score you 10 goals as a winger, but he's more of a creative winger. Right. And Kulusevski playing in the middle can do that, but again, playing on the wing, it's not really his, position to score. He's more to create, so that's the same thing there. And then the tactics with Dybala dropping back was he was lower than McKennie the past couple of games, and even Cuadrado was higher up the pitch. So I think when you combine all of that, you can say that Juve scored less goals without Ronaldo, but I think they just kind of play a completely different tactic without him. It's almost like two different teams the way they're set up.
Yeah, exactly. Really? And with Juve, I think what a lot of fans don't understand is it's tough even for me. And this is why I like having you guys guests on, because as guests and new faces and different opinions, because it's almost like a broken record. I was literally thinking in my head, well, yeah, Kulusevski, he did really well that one game to cut in and really start, the stopping that Allegri kind of ball of crossing it in. And that's what really turned that game around against Cagliari. So, again, it's like a broken record. It's literally, I'm hitting on the same points every weekend. And to be honest, I would rather, say, look how amazing we're playing. Defense is up top notch. We're killing teams, but that's just Juve style. Dybala, no one's ever said he's playing well. I don't know where this fucking narrative is coming from. Literally, it's like every conversation, it's like, yeah, but you're defending Dybala. It's like, yeah, I never said he played well.
Yeah, exactly.
When the fuck did I say he played well?
Yeah,
but I think the difference is when you want to critique, they only want to go one way. And I said it earlier, it's if you want to critique, let's look at it as a whole. Who's clinical, who's not clinical. you know, this new whoscored.com generation. That's what I'm gonna call it. You know, these bandwagoners. Like literally, it's like, what do you watch? When I go into watching a game, I'm watching. Okay, Delict pinched. Okay, he missed that header. Danilo, he fucked up. He sat on his ass. He fell down. Quadrado's not covering the guy in the middle. Uzuni, who scored. Alexandro, the ball's going off his shin, coming across, and the guy's scoring. I'm looking at the whole picture, the whole action.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I got so pissed off with the whole Dybala and Lazio thing. It's like, what are you guys watching? Like, are you actually watching the game? Did you see what happened in the fucking 10 seconds? We literally let two guys go through fucking 15 players, and everyone's looking at the guy who put the ball out. Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the way I think. I mean, everybody's, you know, a different human being, but at least I noticed that it's with a select group of fans that just literally, you know, they just want to play this game. So I'm getting exhausted. But anyways, go ahead, guys, weigh in.
Well, I don't know. Like, I understand like people's hate of Dybala right now, or like not necessarily. I don't. But just like,
I really don't.
I'm gonna get to it. Like, I understand that people right now on Twitter are so reactionary. Like I was telling you before, especially like another podcast, which I won't say the name of, but people are extremely reactionary where one bad game and that's their opinion of the person.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We used to make fun of Real Madrid, like you said before, in Barcelona for booing their own players. Like they would boo Ronaldo if he missed a shot. And now we've turned into that because Dybala's played with us now for years and he's always been like kind of like our golden boy, right? And then 4 bad games, and all of a sudden everyone's saying how he's finished. Like this is the MVP of the league last year, and he has 4 bad games after having a stomach infection, and we're just ready to throw him to the wolves and throw him to the sharks. I don't understand. It's like honestly, it's kind of just disgusting, and we've turned into a plastic fan base if we're acting like this. So
I haven't seen many like the people who are hating on Dybala. I feel like it's more like football fans in general or like Real Madrid fans. I haven't seen many Juventus fans actually hating on him.
Oh, bro, yeah. Honestly, really? Bro. Oh, yeah, bro. It's literally a joke. And I'm talking big accounts. I'm not talking about my boy Al, Roman, these guys. Like Graham, like those guys, they are level-headed. They get the game. I'm talking about the clickbaiters, and I got to bring this up because, you know, I talked about it before, you know, the clown who we all love, just for clicks as what he should be called, literally was shitting on Napoleonismo, Ruben, for fucking calling his ass for acting like a fucking, I don't even, he was celebrating this goal and saying, oh, why are you making fun of the 40,000? But he had no problem to post the fucking Dybala miss at the beginning in the first half and shit on his own team. So let's pick an agenda. What side do you want to be on or what side you don't want to be on? Which bandwagon you want to jump on, which bandwagon? Because we know who's playing to the Ronaldo fans. Like there's the fans who, you know, don't give a shit and, you know, literally, well, hey, you know, the reason why I'm mad is because there's an X amount that could be part of the followers in the category, but they're not there for obvious reasons because I don't kiss anybody's ass. I say it how it is. And if you don't like it, switch the channel. No one's asking, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to have a debate with you. I love to have a civil conversation, which I've had plenty, you know, with plenty of actual Ronaldo fans or not. But I mean, guys, it's too much. There's too much hate for a guy that when Ronaldo went through the same thing, the same slump, Juve fans in general, for the majority of the space, was saying, "Oh, there wasn't any he wasn't lying. He was fine once he went back to Portugal to score those stat pad goals against." Okay, so now the shoe's on the other foot. Okay, Ronaldo's doing well and Dybala's doing well, so stay in the same lane. Don't get out of lanes. You were okay to defend Ronaldo after walking out on his team, fucking going to Portugal, and now all of a sudden that's okay. All the Juve fans are defending, oh, it's not that bad. We're over. But now, literally, the world is falling on Dybala's shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's wrong. But it is what it's going to be. And it's not going to change. And if he goes, That's the
Yeah.
way it is. So, I mean, good luck if that's the case. I mean, I hope he stays, but
Mhm.
it's not looking good.
Yeah, it's so funny how the whole like it's not like the whole team's playing well. Like if the whole team were playing well and he was holding us back, then you could
Oh yeah.
maybe understand it. But it's like you said, all those players you called out before, everyone's playing like shit. Really, like there's like three good players who so far this season are really playing well. Like I'll admit it, Ronaldo's playing really well this season. At least right now he is. Morata's playing really well. De Ligt just came back and he's been playing unbelievable as well. Really solidified and added stability at the back line.
Yeah.
But like
Artur, I think's good too. I think he's playing well.
Artur's improving. Obviously, Danilo looks really like good, surprisingly this season. But like other than that, Bentancur look horrible. Like he's taken
Yeah.
10 steps backwards. So that's another negative. So yeah, other than that,
Yeah, but we'll get into what you said, Drew, though, because we'll bring it up. Obviously, it's from a Sky journalist. Pirlo's working to make Juventus less dependent on Cristiano Ronaldo. He is waiting for Dybala to regain his form so he can be useful during the games. We can say Pirlo wants the best Paulo Dybala. And this was after a weird string of like talking about the coaches, talking about Sarri. I don't know. So what are your thoughts on that initial one? I'll read the next one after I get your opinion. But what do you think? I mean, it makes sense. It's an obvious, right? But what do you think?
I mean, Dybala is still Dybala. I mean, I think he's just
Right.
out of form. If you look at last season, Serie A MVP, I think him and Ronaldo were both really good last season.
Right.
I just think it's just a matter of time until he finds his form and until he just starts getting the goals again. And hopefully Dybaldo, I guess what they call it, Dybala and Ronaldo duo. Hopefully that gets going again.
Well, we need it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like, that's the team, right? Like, again, another thing, fans, like, they're shitting on a guy when it's, and a lot of these are Madrid fans, let's be honest, but, like, what are you shitting on a guy that is going to help you win the titles that you're so, like, it just seems like there's a group that wants scoring titles and another group that actually wants to win the fucking Champions League again. I don't know. Go ahead, Anto. Or Drew, continue on, whichever. Doesn't matter to me. It's a good convo.
I mean, obviously, I'd love to keep him, but is he still asking for 15 million?
Okay, well, let's get into that then. So, I mean, the report is, right, from what's been said, it is Juve apparently at 10. To me personally, this is how you solve this really easily. And I've said this is probably my second time going to be on air saying this. You set it at 11, right?
Yeah.
You put a bonus structure in that gives the possibility to get hit 15, and there you go. He doesn't play well, or he plays average or whatever, you got him at 11. If you don't, if he plays well, one, you're probably going to be scoring more goals. You're probably going to be winning more games. You're probably going to be looking a hell of a lot better. And he gets his 15 million. How fucking difficult is that? Like, people praise Paratici, and literally for 2.5 years, they've made my head like a fucking balloon with this contract. And they still can't get the job done, even after winning the MVP. Now, I know COVID financials are difficult. No one's saying that. Relax, everybody on the outside who's the Paratici defenders, like the Allegri defenders. We got 17 groups out there, and everybody all acts like they're the majority. Don't you love that with Juve Twitter? It's like we got the Dybala fans, the Allegri fans, and they're all the issue. Unbelievable. But guys, what do you think about the contract? What would you guys do? What do you like? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Would you give him 10, 7, 8? What do you guys think?
I think
I agree with
50.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. You know whose podcast you're on. Anyways, go ahead, Anto.
Yeah, I think 15 is kind of steep. But when a club's paying, Ronaldo 60 million euros, gross, I don't understand how these same fans can turn around and complain when a player wants 15 million. Is that net or gross? I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that it's, net.
Yeah, I think it would be net. Yeah.
So I guess it would kind of be half of what Ronaldo's on. So is he half as good as Ronaldo? There you go. There's your answer, right?
Well, some people don't even think he'll shine his shoes. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So, like,
Well, I don't know. People act as if it's their money, like they're like offended that he's asking for
Yeah.
that money. Like, what's it to you? What the fuck do you care how much money he asked for?
But
As if it's
but you know
your
what the thing is? Then we'll literally say, why is everyone freak? Oh, I know we're playing bad, so don't take it out on Kadira. Or,
money. Yeah.
oh, why are you giving Quadrado shit? Or, oh, why are you giving so and so shit? So it's okay to pay those 6, 7, those bums 6 and 7 million.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden we offer like 6 more, and it's like, ooh, shit.
I know. We're
We
losing
just
their
touched the
mind.
nerve. We touched the nerve. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
agree
it's
with
fun.
Daniel.
Yeah.
You're
No,
not
I
allowed to. You
I think it should be less than 15 million, but I don't think 15 million is so astronomical like it's being made
no.
out to seem, you know?
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Like I think if we can like agree on 12 or 13, then it'll be a sweet spot, which I'm sure what'll happen. Like, you know, if you guys
Well,
saw his
exactly.
picture that's circulating now in his like home gym, he literally has a mural of the old crest above his like above his what is it, his bench or whatever it is, and he's got like him lifting the Scudetto. So this guy's clearly like loves the club. He's turned down multiple things. So a player like this should be like held to, you know, the same standard as like the same thing would be happening.
Yeah, and that's why I want to make a shirt. Like ever since we got this new logo, this is why I love Ruben. No morals, no values,
Are you
like
gonna make
no
a shirt that
dignity,
says that?
just for him because it's perfection.
You
Unless he's
think it,
copying that from someone, but even if he is copying that from someone, I
exactly.
literally love that because this club has no morals, no integrity, no dignity, no honor.
Yeah, there you go.
Literally, I don't know what the fuck we like ever since the wheels fell off the tracks with Del Piero, then Marquisio, then who knows what's gonna happen next. Chiellini will probably get tossed like without even without even a tweet because we know how we like to tweet. But honestly, it's gone. After that is literally open season on everyone.
Yeah.
Take your shots, take your pick, and get get that ego up and get that hard on going because you're behind your Avi on Twitter telling people how they can miss the net with literally not playing one game. I don't understand. It's this club is a
Me.
couple screws are going to be loose in my head after the season. After the past 2 to 3 seasons, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be doing this podcast after the season if we go without the 10th boys. But again, another Corriere della Sera talking some weird ass tweets coming out of their mouth. Juventus players are confused as Andrea Pirlo doesn't speak about tactics with them. It's the same thing that happened with Maurizio Sarri.
Told you he doesn't know what he's doing.
The second one that corresponds exactly. Juventus players believe, or sorry, where is it? As his assistant Igor Tudor is tasked with the job, while Roberto Barogno gives instructions during matches.
I mean, he's
Is this out of their
inexperienced.
ass or what? Go ahead, Drew.
I think Pirlo is Mr. Tactics, don't you think? I think it's out of their ass. I mean, he is inexperienced, but
Yeah. Well, there was that one guy that said our squad was no better than I think it was a Kobe Bryant Avi. He said this club is no better than a Sunday League 7-a-side.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so he said he feels bad for Pirlo because he's got a 7-a-side worth I don't know what's Juve worth, a few bills or what? But apparently we got some 7-a-side players, and it's not Pirlo. Look, Pirlo's made a lot of mistakes. Not making subs, making the right subs too early, too soon, too late. Look, it's correctable. If us fans can see it, he definitely should be able to fucking see it.
Yeah.
Okay?
You think so?
So when you go up against Ferencváros and you cross the ball all fucking game and you literally score off of one chance, what does that tell me? We shouldn't be fucking crossing the ball 20 times in a game. Okay, maybe 5, 6, 7 when it's open. But that should not be our main avenue of putting the ball in the box. at all.
It's like a Premier League team. It's Cross and Inshallah now.
Exactly. I mean, but Premier League is kick and run football. Like that's the joke
Yeah.
that a lot of people used to say. My uncles used to tell me, kick and run. That's it.
Yeah.
So some more stuff from Corriere della Sera. Obviously, players like Dybala and Kulusevski, I've not quite understood what the coach wants for them at a tactical level. And the same is true of some of the midfielders, especially on the defensive phase.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's quite evident. Last but not least, Cristiano Ronaldo decided to rest against Benevento. But the Juventus problems are evident also when CR7 plays. The team is often too stretched, whether the Portuguese plays or not. So, again, now hearing that, was it his decision, do you think? Or do you think it was the club's decision?
No, it was his choice.
Damn.
Well,
that's bold.
In Madrid, did he not have the same agreement with Zidane where he would,
I would say yes,
to sit certain games? And in his defense, it's fucking Benevento. He shouldn't have to play.
Well, exactly. I agree.
Yeah. Resting for the derby coming up.
Exactly.
Well, shit, I was arguing about this even last few years. You know, there's games that he doesn't need to play, you know, not to risk the injury, right? Yeah.
I know he's like a superhuman like everyone says, but at the end of the day, he's still 35 and playing against Benevento there's no need. Like we should be scoring 3 or 4 past Benevento.
Look.
Yeah, and a clean sheet too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to come up against a team like that, you've only played 2 times in your history, should mean something.
A newly promoted side.
Yeah, I mean, what do I got to say to that? I mean, you look at, again, talking about, you know, injuries and stuff like that. Well, if Del Piero can rupture his knees, Ronaldo can rupture his knees. So I just want to throw that one out there. If Chiellini can have really bad injury problems, Ronaldo can have injury problems. I don't care how many times you're in the gym. You can say super freak, super athlete, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It doesn't matter. The body does what and if you get in a compromised position, you're gonna get hurt. So that's what we got to be. We got to take that into account. But Drew, sorry, I think. Go ahead, boss.
Like I was saying, the newly promoted side, and I think after this game, I think he might have to start every single game now, considering, you know, where we are at the table and.
It's a good point.
All that. I mean, we can't really afford any more draws, and well, we haven't lost this season, so like drawing to like Roma and all them is just you can't really afford it anymore. So I think in his mind, I think he's telling himself that he might have to play every single game because he thinks, you know, he'll truly help the team win. And I just think we don't have much margin for error anymore.
Yeah.
See, I don't know about that. I think there's a lot of space still to go. There's a lot of space to improve. We got still some time. I'm not saying we can't win games. We have to win games. But you know, there's still time. We're 6 points back on Milan. That's about the 2 games we play them, right? So that would bring us even if we beat Milan twice. Not saying we are going to be, but you know what I'm trying to say. So we're still in the realm of possibility. I mean, we're still the favorites. We still have better talent, I would say. You know, we have the experience. We just got to all put it together.
Yeah.
As much as I want to be pessimistic, this ain't over. Okay, this is not like the funeral. We're talking about what we need to fix. It can still be done.
It's not the funeral, but I can understand where Drew's coming from, because if you remember in years past.
No, I get what he said. I agree.
These are the games that we would talk about Napoli, how they Napoli lost the Scudetto the past 2 of the 3 years because of games like against Benevento where it's a lack of focus. They lose games like this, they drop points, and then eventually all these drop points add up and the mountain becomes too high. And if we continue this trend, even though we haven't lost, it's going to happen because obviously a draw is all right at the end of the day. It's not the worst result, but against Benevento, it's pretty much a loss, especially since this is a team that even Roma beat 5-2, and we draw them. Roma, like, you know, as much as me and Daniel like Roma, it's still Roma. And if
you're not supposed to say that on the podcast. You're only supposed to say it after the podcast.
Oh, okay, sorry, but yeah, if they can hang 5 points on Benevento, I mean, we should score, at least 5 too, if not 5, at least 3. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I agree. I'm not saying there's no urgency. The leash is getting tighter. So I mean, it's not getting looser. So look, there's got to be some urgency, but again, it's not over. That's all I'm trying to say. I mean, we're still good to go. We're still there with everybody else. But looking towards Champions League, or go ahead, get the last point in, boss.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, like obviously it's not like 100% over yet, but I think, like you said, the leash is getting tighter and the seat's getting hotter. So
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
I remember Anto said we wouldn't win a single trophy this year.
Yeah, that's my prediction still. That still is my prediction.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's everywhere in the. I was heated after this game. But to be honest, if we're gonna play like this, we're getting knocked out round of 16.
Definitely.
No ifs, ands, or buts. It's gonna be and who knows? We could probably go on to win the Scudetto. I would not be shocked. But it's gonna be the same bullshit as last year. We're gonna go in. Everyone's gonna be, oh look, we're winning games. Actually, thank God we drew. Maybe we should have deserved to lose this game to really scare the shit out of some people and wake them up. But it's like, oh yeah, we're winning games. We're in the hunt, or we'll get ahead of the pack at some point. Oh, we're good to go. And then we'll go up against Lyon or whoever the fuck it is, and just they'll put it to us. And it's happened 2 years in a row. So you can't say, oh no, it's not happened. It's happened. Okay, exactly the same way. So you have no wiggle room around that argument. Apparently, for the ref, we're gonna have the first woman to referee a UCL match. Stephanie Frappart will lead the game between Juve and Dynamo Kiev. My only wish, please don't make any mistakes. Please don't make anything that's gonna let's have a clean game.
Yeah.
Because the amount of shit this girl is gonna get if something happens, I pray that doesn't. I'm just saying. I really hope it for your benefit of the doubt, because we know how shit's happen. We've talked. There's been talk. Different, obviously, sports different. Let's just hope nothing. Obviously, some stuff in the Premier League went down. If you guys remember, I believe that was the referee as well, correct? Yeah, it was.
You're talking about
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's hope
he put his arm on her shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of pulled her back, right? So let's not hope. Let's not hope anything like that happens. Let's hope it's a clean game. We move on. For the game in the midweek, Alvaro Morata is probably going to line up with Cristiano Ronaldo, and Dybala probably in the derby, della Mole. And yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see if we go back to normal. I mean, the test will be we got to string these games together. I'll say it again. I'll say it more times. We got to string these games together. Bonucci recovered but remains in the reserves, so he'll probably be back in the Champions League and might start. Chiellini is going to be doing tests, but he might be available for the derby. And Demiral 10 days. Fuck, I don't know. Like, what the fuck is this club doing? Honestly, with these injuries.
Yeah, especially at the center back area. You got Chiellini always out, and
it's just because we rush.
I don't know.
We got to put him in instead of fucking putting Danilo, Frabotta, whoever's available at the time. We got to bring Chiellini in against Ferencváros the first game. What happens? Boom, injury right after. I'm surprised De Ligt hasn't picked up anything. Knock on wood.
Yeah,
but that's just the way that's the way the cookie crumbles with this club every year, every goddamn year. But yeah, go ahead, Anto. You got something to say?
Yeah, well, Chiellini obviously is getting up there, and it's the same thing with like the point on Ronaldo. The injuries are starting to add up, which is kind of what we want to prevent with Ronaldo, right? Because really, up until 2017, wasn't he the Champions League best defender? Alexandro was the best full left back, right? Like, it was 3 years ago that Chiellini was still regarded as like a top 3 center back. So it's such like a fall from grace for him. But unfortunately, that's just kind of the age thing. So I think he should be playing as little as possible now.
Yeah, you can't deal with that. But honestly, if you look at it a single day, I know there's a lot of people talking in the international break. Oh, I wouldn't start Chiellini. I disagree. If we're looking at the group stage and Chiellini hasn't sustained an injury,
Yeah.
there's no CB I'm starting over Chiellini in the national team. I'm sorry, not Bastoni, not Romagnoli, not
Yeah.
Acerbi. If Chiellini is fit, he still bangs. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care who you have.
I just think it should be
Oh yeah,
the big games, though. I don't really think there's
Oh
a
yeah, I agree. And
play.
not playing friendlies, not playing, Italian games that he doesn't need to play anymore. Doesn't need to go there. But I agree. And then lastly, DePaul, obviously talking about his Argentinian teammate. So he says he's sure that Dybala will be back. Again, another potential suitor is Juve in the January window. So he'll soon be the same again. I missed him in the national team, and he's a great player and a friend of mine. So kind of that connection was, I think, a big reason of why we've been linked.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
let's hope Dybala gets back for the sake of ours, Juve's, and
Ronaldo
for trophy. Yeah, exactly. But let's get into this game. Juve with the 4-4-2. Morata, Dybala up top. Ramsey, Rabiot, Artur, Chiesa, Frabotta, Delict, Danilo, Cuadrado, and Tech in goal, who saves our ass today. Well, he saved our ass a lot of the times this season in some key moments. Benevento, they got the Christmas tree formation going, a nod to almost being December. Montipo in goal, Barba, Caldirola, Glick, and Letizia, Ionizza, Schiattarella, Atemai, Caprari, Improta, and Lapadula in a Christmas tree formation. 4-3-2-1. But Caprari and Lapadula had the most goals, so those are kind of the two players we had to keep an eye on, and they definitely gave us problems. But what did you think about Juve's formation, guys? Whoever wants to step in first, go ahead.
the usual 4-4-2. Well, I wouldn't say it's the usual, but I'm looking at it right now. You have Ramsey usually injured, but when he's not injured, I think he's really good actually. I remember Ruben says he's like the best midfielder in Serie A right now, but
Here we
you know,
go.
Shout out, Ruben.
yeah, never know if he's trolling right now. But I think Chiesa was really good. Can't say the same about the back line. I think the back line is really iffy at times, but
Yeah.
other than that, I think it's a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, and I mean,
Dybala as the second striker.
exactly. Well, in the formation, in possession, we're getting right 3 at the back,
Yeah.
3-4-1-2 almost. So just to keep, again, when they put these formations down, it's one side of the coin always. But yeah, Anto, what do you think? I mean, no real surprises, right?
Yeah. So I guess I'll start from the top and work down. I think the pairing of Morata Dybala should have worked a lot better than it did. And I mean, I guess I'll comment on why I don't think it worked in a minute, but reading the rest of the lineup, Chiesa on the right-hand side is like a wing back, I think was a solid start. I think he gets a little bit too much hate, and as you saw by his cross, he can be very good at delivering balls and service to the forwards.
Yeah.
Artur, and Rabiot, I think, are the two best midfielders right now for us, so they should be getting the starts. Maybe it's even a little too much firepower for Benevento, but still, I understand why he would start. And then a surprise to me was Ramsey, like as a left wing back, pretty much on the left there.
See, but he would slide in, right? So he kind of in the attacking side, they would. It was not always that he was your 10 kind of role, but he would kind of float up and he would move around depending on where. Well, usually what happens is where Ronaldo is, where Morata is, right?
Like the Ronaldo role, pretty much.
Well, I find that all of the top, and I think this is another reason why Dybala doesn't like. It's not really fixed. It's more of like front 3 or whatever, right? When Ramsey goes into that 3, go kind of as it flows, and I think that's why we have a lot of problems. And then that we know that Ronaldo likes it kind of that way, so then we're also over servicing situations that don't need to happen or can be better served by giving the ball to someone else or putting someone else in on a run. So I think that's a big thing. You want to know why I think this formation didn't work? Dybala and were way too far apart all the time.
Yeah.
Dybala would be on the right side and
Yeah.
Morata would be on the left, and it was just like, okay, where's the connection?
Yeah.
Right? There was no, and I don't know if that's what you were gonna say, Anto, but that's what I noticed right in the first half, actually.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, no, yeah, just like you said, there was too much space between the two of them, and also Dybala was tracking back. And I don't understand if this is like a tactical thing or if this is a
Great point. Great
thing
point to bring up.
or a player thing, but I don't know. But a lot of the time, I felt like Dybala had to go back, and I understand he's the type of player that comes back to create like these pockets of space for himself to create and get a shot, but it was like a ridiculous amount where he'd be coming back to chase the ball and he'd be trying to build the play himself instead of allowing the midfield. So I think the midfield was a little invisible on Saturday because Dybala's kind of doing what the midfield should be doing, and he was dropping way too deep to get the ball and try and link up the play, which is obviously why he never scores when he's doing all that dirty work.
So, Drew, you got any comments or?
Well, I was going to agree. I think Dybala is playing way too deep. He's almost playing like how Lionel Messi plays, pretty much far back in that midfield. But I agree. I think they're playing too far apart from each other. And if you want to get like the real link-up play between Morata and Dybala, I think you got to play him like more forward and closer. And like Anto was saying, he was doing kind of like all the midfielders' work.
So now hear me out. So I got a couple questions and scenarios of kind of how I see it, and I think it'll say in the notes, but I think we've kind of had a good forum and kind of talking. So I kind of want to pose it like this now, and I asked this to my buddy Farouk, who recorded another podcast before this with you guys. And is this Dybala thinking in his head? He's overthinking it and saying, "I have to come back because one, I'm not getting the ball. They're not getting me the ball." Is he, or do you think he's told, come back and, distributor? What are your thoughts? Because I'm almost thinking it's a little bit, he's kind of getting frustrated and he's thinking, hey, you guys are not, you're kind of, think about it like this. We got Frabotta bombing up, Chiesa bombing up, who are usually higher than Dybala, which is ridiculous. Then you kind of have, and what's happening is the ball is all of a sudden going to the wings, like I've talked about. We're crossing it in. Yeah. So now the midfielders are, so you have your Artur, who's kind of playing that regista role. You have Ramsey and Rabiot kind of making their runs as well. So he's kind of like, well, all you guys, like in what happened in the Roma game, all you guys are pushing up. So he's like, well, the only kind of spot for me to get that opening is to kind of slot back. And it just doesn't make any sense to me why the midfielders are pushing. It's almost like a problem that doesn't make sense to have. It makes no sense for us to have. So what are your thoughts, guys?
Well, yeah,
so
no, go ahead.
All right. So you kind of think it's more of like Dybala is doing what Dybala wants to do, right?
Well, I'm thinking about, like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm watching this game, and it's like, I could imagine it's incredibly frustrating to be up there, and it just seems like they're trying to link up in these weird ways that they have to go through the fullbacks, and that the wingers are really the midfield, are pushing really far up, and he's just like, I'm not going to get across. Like, he's not going to head the ball. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. He's like, and then, he, in his mentality, he's always trying to make a difference. He's always trying. So he's thinking, okay, well, fuck, if I get back and I come around and I get the ball, we're going to make some. And you really saw it in this game. Like, I don't think Dybala had a horrible game. He tried a lot of things. Some of the shots didn't work out, or were blocked. Benevento played really well defensively. But I noticed, like, he was really trying. Some things, okay, he's not 100%, but he was actually there, and a lot of the mistakes was collectively it was a mistake. But anyways, continue on, Drew. That's kind of just my rationale of what I'm thinking.
I think it could have potentially been like kind of a mix of both. I think he's frustrated with how he's playing and all that, so maybe he just wants to be the superhero and
Right.
get his team the win and all that. So I agree with you. I think he played in actually a pretty good game, despite that one miss. But other than that, I think he played a good game, and I think you know I think he'll find his form eventually. I think
Yeah.
not
a mate, like not to, because I know people are gonna jump on that already. For me, not amazing, but a good performance. He's trying, right? He's trying to get back. But anyways, Anto, go ahead. Basically, my whole thought is he's really trying to push the envelope. He's trying to make a difference. That he probably thinks, hey, I'm not doing enough for the team. So in his mind, he's thinking, okay, I'm not sure. Maybe Pirlo is telling him to come back. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But he's thinking, okay, there's we got a flat lineup here. We got two mids. We got Morata. We got Chiesa. We got Frabotta. Where the fuck am I going to go? And I'm not going to take a cross. That's for sure. So let me slide back and maybe they'll give me the ball. And we've seen it a few times now where Chiesa gave him that ball. And who else was it? I think Frabotta as well gave him a ball. Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think, like you said, he's kind of frustrated, I think, with like the lack of service. I know you don't really like the crossing into the box like tactics, but with the way I think modern football is, I think a big part of that is having crosses from your fullbacks to like kind of build up the play on the right and left flanks, especially when you're playing with wingbacks like that. I think the whole tactic is to get service into the box, and I think Quadrado and Frabotta just haven't been good enough and providing enough good balls in. So I think Dybala, like you said, is getting a little frustrated and trying to do a little bit too much himself by going that far back to bring up and build the play himself. But then that kind of makes us play with like 10 men pretty much because we only have one attacker or one like forward really when you think about it, when like tactics we're going with. So I think he should maybe listen to the tactics set out more and not try and get this like freelance role.
Yeah, I think it's tough. It's tough for him because if we get into the situation where he does kind of stay in that role, you get what happens with Roma, where you just have even more crowding up top.
Yeah.
And to your point on the using the fullbacks, I have no problem in switching it up and sending crosses in. My point is Juve's been doing that for whole games.
Yeah.
And it's like we get a couple good chances and then it's like, oh, we start, link up play is good, 1-2 balls, fucking put it in the middle. That like we get a chance, maybe we don't score, goes wide or whatever. Or nothing happens, but it's a good chance. And later it's like, okay, go back to the same fucking formula.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you gotta, when you're excelling and you see a weakness, you gotta fucking take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I can't stand it. It just reminds me of Allegri way too much. Just like literally, it's like watching the same thing again. It's like, okay, keep beating a dead horse, keep going, cross it, and then you get Ferencváros, 20 crosses, 1 goal goes in. Thankfully, we had a Ronaldo goal, but that's
There's something I actually missed about João Cancelo, his crosses.
Oh, don't get me started.
he was good at sending them in. So I mean, I think modern football, the fullbacks are like more in an attacking role.
Yeah.
So I think you see Quadrado, he's always up in the final third, doing his thing, and I think it's the modern game is more, of crossing and all that. So,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we ever should got rid of Cancelo, but
Reach.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we used the money that we sold him with to buy De Ligt. So I mean, I guess
again,
it works out.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, he's done well for Man City. You can't deny that.
Yeah, he has.
Would we use him on the right back? Yes, but we've also found a good player in Danilo. So again, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough situation to judge, right? It is. So that's why we're in the situation we are. But yeah, go ahead, Anto. You had some words.
No, yeah, I just reminiscing about Cancelo. Obviously, he was one of my favorite players for Juve. I think he kind of got too harshly criticized for his defending. I think it clearly improved as the year went on, his defending. So I think a full summer, like
Yeah.
in a training in a full summer, I think really would have helped him because obviously he came halfway through the Mercato, so he didn't get like a full summer of tactics and training. And I think like he really only played for us for 1 year. So
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
he had that full summer of tactics. Obviously, we're in between managers, so I guess it's a little different too. Like everyone's learning a new system, but I think he would have fit really well with Sarri ball. I think
Yeah.
we still need a right back as decent as Cuadrado's playing. I think a big reason,
Yeah.
like I said, for our struggles is as much as you don't like the fullbacks, I think we need a right back in a big way. I think
Oh
Alex
yeah.
Sand the past 3 years has declined ever since 2017. At Cardiff was his last good game, really, for me. And yeah, we need two fullbacks pretty much, and I
Yeah.
think that's like just not having a lot of creativity from the back.
Good thing we got
Yeah.
another American coming in.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Like the names get thrown out and then it dissipates, right? Like
Well, I think there's a
we
lack of quality at fullback, like around the world. Like there's not really a lot of great fullbacks out there, right? So
well, and that's why I was always against selling Sandro was because
yeah,
one, the price you're gonna have to go out and get is not gonna. I mean, sometimes it works out. Like for some reason, I thought Telles went to fucking PSG for some. I don't know where that was coming out of my ass, but I swear he signed for PSG, but I guess he didn't. He's with Man U now. But anyway, like you're gonna pay the
United,
Pied
right?
Piper.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's with United, isn't he?
Yeah, United.
Yeah.
Didn't I say
Okay.
that?
No, yeah, I thought you said PSG. Sorry. Okay.
No, I thought he did, but no. And then in this window, and then like last minute, he signs for Man U, and I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
thought he was
Okay.
on a team. So, but I've said this too. When we wanted to decided to get into this more attractive football, you're going to
Mhm.
concede. You're
Yeah.
going to defensively, you're not going to be as strong, but there's
Mhm.
ways to correct that, and that's what we need to do. And again, it comes with a fullback that isn't like Cuadrado, and his
Mhm.
defensive woes outshadow everything he does offensively, in
Mhm.
my personal opinion. Um, so let's see what happens. Again, it's a position that's very limited.
Yeah.
That's why again getting rid of Cancelo was a big deal because look, sure you get 50 million, it's a lot of money, but then you
Mhm.
also so you just set the market. So now a good right back is the market's 50 million. So
Yeah.
that's tough.
And
That's
there's
that's
Honestly,
that's
already
right?
tough.
not up there.
Exactly. So that's the situation and that's why I was kind of against it was because hey, you got to when you sell you have to replace. I mean,
Mhm.
I guess not a Juve. You just recycle, is that what we call it?
Yeah.
But we free transfer our way through. But let's look at a couple stats. Similar, again, don't mean a lot, but it's always nice to see. 64% possession, 36 shots, 16 for Juve, 8 for Benevento, 5 on goal for us, 3 for them, 15 crosses for us, 17. Our passes were a little bit down, only 642 for volume, 343 for Benevento. And, to draw a team that only has a pass success rate of 75.4%, just eats me up, man. 88.6 for us. But let's get into some situations. Now, obviously, we'll go from the beginning. Seemed like we're passing around the back. Like I said, Dybala moving out wide, Ramsey going kind of up. And Danilo initially starts over the top. And I thought, maybe we'll start bringing some over the top balls. And again, thankfully, we got to see our goal. But decent occasions through the middle. Again, Morata and Dybala too far apart. Chiesa ball in. Dybala shot not strong enough. It was a very beautiful run from Chiesa as well. And the ball goes off the defender's chest. And again, unfortunately, he didn't hit it right, and we don't score there. 8th minute, way too slow, passing around the back. Frabotta was dispossessed really easily, but again, he'll learn. He's a young player, and from Cuadrado, another nice bad pass. 9th minute, Cuadrado gets beat, and again, a stupid ass foul. Surprised he didn't get a card for that. And then he tries to give the ball to Tech. I don't know if you guys saw that, but literally now trying to put it into our own goal. So
Talking about that dribble move he did. Yeah.
No, when he like headed it back to
Oh yeah,
Tech,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
Tech
yeah.
was like, "Shit, what the fuck you giving me the ball for?"
Yeah.
He didn't realize it. I mean, he fell asleep. If he actually fell asleep on that, that would have been 1-0 Benevento right there.
Yeah.
But thank God for not. 10th, Benevento again, way too dangerous on their attacks, moving the ball way too easily. Corners causing us problems. It's just like the gift that keeps on giving. Ramsey had a nice cross there that part was punched away. Dybala coming back. 15th Artur to Ramsey, but again, taking too long, that nothing comes of it. And that's what I noticed from Ramsey. He was a little bit off this game. Not like to the level that he had a shit game, but he wasn't quick enough a little bit for most of it. Dybala with a nice ball to Morata, but unfortunately, like we always know, Morata is born offside, so that doesn't do anything. 21st, what a cross diagonal to Morata. Morata fakes, and like I tweeted during the game, a great striker is, what would you do? Okay, there's a player kind of there, that's not a striker mentality to give up that ball. Kind of fakes and just blasts one. Beautiful goal, 1-0 Juve, and I thought, okay, it hasn't been great at this point, but at least we're up 1-0, and we haven't looked horrible, but we haven't looked great. We'll probably see this one out. What were your thoughts up until that first goal in the 21st minute, 28th minute, boys?
I mean, you
Kinda
think they'd win from there,
Yeah, you would.
but I remember
Or anything
Well, I
maybe
guess-
I missed that you guys want to add in.
well, at the 21st minute, and I can't really exactly remember exactly what I was thinking, but just from being up 1-0 against the newly promoted side, you'd think they'd hang this one out and come out with a win at that point. I know it's early, but still.
Well, and especially the chances we had coming up next. And 25th minute, beautiful run, beautiful combination. Ramsey, Morata, Dybala. And he just curves. I mean, the photo that everybody takes just
Yeah.
curves it. And I mean, that just shows the difference from a player who's on and a player who's off. Just that margin right there.
I got blocked for sending that photo. You know who I'm talking about?
Yep, I know exactly who you're talking about. But anyways, boys, yeah, unbelievable. And then 30th minute, another great combination from both to Ramsey. Ball was wide but close and on the ground. That's what I mean by I don't mind if it goes like down the sides where Frabota's bringing it in, and a low ball across into the box, which we've seen a few times now. That's where you're going to get your chances. Perfect chances. It doesn't always need to be in the air. Is again my point in the fullbacks. Cuadrado, 34th minute, long ball to Morata, takes it, has a nice cut back to Dybala. What did you think? Did you think that was a foul? PK kind of tripped on himself, is what I thought. But you remember what I'm talking about?
Originally, I thought it was a penalty, and I tweeted, I was like, that's a penalty in all caps. And then, I don't know, after the replay, I kind of felt stupid, but it was too late. Everyone already saw it at that point. But, I think he just tripped on himself there, yeah.
And then 36th, again, a nice run from Dybala, but basically drives it off a defender. 40th, same thing, another similar situation. Frabota Dybala. So I thought there was good link up. Like I said, I'll keep saying it. It wasn't an amazing game, but it was still great. It was still pretty good to see. 43rd minute, Dybala wins a free kick outside the box, but unfortunately puts it over. But I mean, it's not like we're getting anything better, anyways. Let's be quite frank there. But this is where it goes wrong. So everything was kind of okay. We're still 1-0, end of the half. Let's go into the dressing room. Not worry about anything. And fuck, what a save by Tech. I mean, ball's going everywhere. Gets to Scattarella, and he curls one to the right post.
Yeah, the right post.
Fucking what a save. What a save. But that's not it, because we eventually knocked the ball for a corner. And the dam finally fucking broke. Very poor clearance from Artur. Gives it right back to Benevento.
Lazy clearance.
Lazy clearance, exactly. And it was similar shot to, I would say, Morata shot where he picks the other side of the goal off the post in, and we're fucking tied 1-1 at the end of half. What a great way to finish a first half after you've gone up 1-0, eh? Wouldn't you say, boys?
Yeah, unlucky for Tech.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we get into the second. I don't have as much written down, but Benevento right off the bat countering easily. So what are your thoughts? Is it just a mentality thing? Is it a motivation? Like the Pirlo's not getting his message out? Like, what do you guys think the problem is? Because it just seems like, especially after big occasions where either we have a really good chance, do the minds just turn off? Like, what do you guys think?
I think we have we have a friend, not a manager, because I and like
Friends
the
with benefits.
yeah, like the podcast that came on with you when we talked about Pirlo, I kind of said I was wondering how the players would react to having such like a young manager, to the fact that half the team has played with him,
Right.
not even 5 years ago. So how would that translate to how much, not necessarily how much they respect him, but how much they listen to him? So right now, I kind of think Juve are playing without like a true identity or what they want to do, and I blame that on Pirlo. But he hasn't been coaching long enough to have a philosophy or a tactics or how he wants to play. Like, there's no Sadismo, right? Like there's
Yeah.
no Pirlo ball or whatever. So I think it's hard for the team to play a certain way because he doesn't really know himself 100% how he wants to play.
Yeah.
That
I
makes
think
sense.
yeah, I think you said it pretty well. I mean, I think there just needs to be a fire under this team's ass. And I
Yeah.
thought that's what Tudor was going to be. I mean, I'm not saying that's not what I haven't really noticed, to be honest, but and then just the way we play, I don't think there is, and that's why I always wanted someone like Conte to come back, because I think we need someone to put a fire, to put the fear of God into some of these players, because
Well, yeah, because Pirlo's just their friend. It's like he's never gonna yell at them. He's just like type of guy
and,
he is.
and it's not a bad thing. I think Pirlo and this Pirlo and Zidane station is too out of touch.
Mhm.
Um, I think, and not to say that these players don't respect Pirlo like they respect Zidane. I just think that Zidane walked into a really fucking good situation.
Yeah, honestly, the best.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. You have all-star players, and now all of a sudden we're acting like this guy's doing magic tricks, okay? With this, like he's turning De Sciglio into Marcelo. No, he's got Marcelo. Like
Yeah,
he's turning Rugani into Ramos. No, he's got Ramos. Like he's turning, who do we got in the fucking Kadira into fucking Casemiro? No,
yeah,
he had those players. So like that's what I like. People like to overlook. And this is why I get into arguments with a Ronaldo fan. Is like, why are you overlooking the All-Star? You had amazing players, a cohesive team, and Zidane had to come here and put it all together. Okay, like we're not talking he's team building, and look at the last 2 years of Madrid have not looked good at all. And
No.
that just shows you what Zidane brings. So again, another coach, everybody wanted Guardiola, everybody wanted Zidane.
yeah,
Well, let me break it to you. Madrid might not win the fucking La Liga title this year and has looked like shit in Champions League.
yeah.
And Man City has also looked like shit.
At
And they're
least
not even
they're
sniffing
done.
the fucking Premier League. So newsflash, hello, wake up.
Yeah.
Like honestly, ridiculous. But anyways, boys, anything kind of in the second half. Let's kind of I'll look at the subs because again, I didn't write much. I was too pissed off. Artur obviously goes off for Bentancur. Kind of a wholesale change in the 62nd to 69th. Kulusevski comes on for Ramsey. Bernardeschi comes in for Chiesa. Did you notice any tangible impact change? What are your thoughts on the second half?
Well, I think bringing on Bentancur was, like Anto said before, he's kind of been, pretty bad this season. I don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to get you a goal, but you have Kulusevski come on. I know he's really good. And then you got the living meme, Bernardeschi, coming on. It's just, I
Don't
don't know.
say
I mean,
that
I
too
think,
loud.
yeah, I think the guy who's going to get you the goal out of those three players would be Kulusevski. I know Bernadeschi was like, he was really unlucky that game. There was like a lot of good chances for him, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I think out of those three, I think Kulusevski is the one who's gonna, get you the goal and.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's you perfectly said. I think we need that contribution. That's what we're missing. Like the midfield needs to step up. They need to start pumping some goals in because the teams like Madrid, Barcelona, and even Liverpool, those midfielders or those subs are getting you goals. So we need to add that depth to use. So, anyways, go ahead, Anto.
No, yeah, I don't know. Bernadeschi's been playing really well, so I understand the idea behind putting him on, but I think Chiesa had a really good first half, so I don't really understand why they took him off
Yeah.
so early. I think Chiesa's still the better player right now, even though I know some of the comments under our questions was saying how he's Bernadeschi 2.0. I don't really think so, but
yeah, no way.
Yeah, I think that's a stretch. 3 goals, 10 goals in 3 years is. I think Chiesa will probably beat that.
yeah,
in 4 years maybe.
I think Chiesa should have stayed on. Bentancur, I'm not sure if you guys remember, had a really, really good hit on the ball, like fingertip save from there. So that could have been the goal there. So that was an unlucky event for him because he definitely connected really well with the ball there. And then, yeah, like Drew said, Kulu comes on. He's like the main substitute to create as well as score a goal potentially. So that didn't happen either. So another disappointing game for Kulusevski. That's like his third disappointing game for me.
That's almost on Dybala levels of outrage.
Yeah, except no one really has outrage of Kulusevski playing so.
Look, I like the guy though. I'm not gonna lie. I really like him. I think he's
sort of why,
got.
But no, he definitely is going to be a great player.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like, hey, I think that's where this works, right? You can think that he's not good. I can think he is. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying. I'm not trying to say like you don't have to change. This is more to the screen than to you. But like, you don't have to change people's opinion. Like if that's what you think, that's what you think. Someone's gonna be right. Someone's gonna be wrong, and it is what it is. You don't need to get offended by that.
Yeah.
And two, I mean, we don't get paid. We're just fans. We're throwing out opinions. We think this. We don't. So that's my only point. But yeah, what about the end of the game? Did you think that was a penalty in the 94th?
Nah, I don't think it was enough to be a penalty, to be honest.
Well, they were apparently on like, was it Gazzetta or Sky? Like they were really apparently pushing that it was missed. Like it was a missed call.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I don't know.
Whenever you slow things down and take pictures, it looks obviously a lot. You can like have your opinion more.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was enough in it to be a penalty as much as I'd want it to be. So.
Right. Because this is the reason why it's bring this particular moment is because this leads to a whole bunch of shit at the end of the game. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to say my piece on this, but because I already have, and I think everybody kind of knows, including you two, where I stand on this. Morata gets a red card at the game. I honestly don't believe what's been reported is what he said.
Me either.
That's my if that's what he got a red card for, this ref needs to be removed.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot worse in my time, or in less competitive games, worse abuse to the ref, and nothing was done. So if that was what he said, fuck me. But so we get that. There's apparently questionable penalty, whether you think it is or not. We get to the end of the game. Final whistle goes. A bunch of players kind of go rush to the ref.
Mm-hmm.
Dybala goes to the ref. He's kind of saying his piece. You get the first time, De Ligt comes, pulls his shoulder back, and Dybala kind of says something. He's like, no, I'm thinking he's saying, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
De Ligt kind of backs off a little bit. Then Pirlo comes in stage right.
Yeah.
And he's saying his business. Now, then for the second time, De Ligt comes in and grabs him again. You guys know where I stand. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this particular incident. If Drew, you want to go first, go ahead, buddy.
I feel like the TV was turned off by then.
It's a good point.
Honestly, I can't say anything about it.
But just me describing the situation, what do you think was right? Do you think De Ligt was okay in doing that? Do you think it was, maybe offensive. I'm guessing I'm gonna know where Anto is, but anyways.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was, for good intentions. I didn't think, he didn't want Dybala to get booked or anything crazy like that. So
Alrighty.
I think, he meant good intentions with it.
Perfect. Anto?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a similar approach, but different in the sense that, I don't think Delict had any malicious intent behind it, but I
No.
also think there was a lack of respect on his part because I understand you don't want him to get booked, but again, there's a certain respect that comes with being the captain, whether you agree it should be Dybala or not. When the captain says, I'm talking to the referee, at that point you back away, you tried.
Yeah.
So the first time I think it was okay, but the second time insisting, I think it kind of I don't think he intended to, but it almost looked like a power play on his part to kind of some sort of moral superiority he had there. But I don't think that's what it did, but that's just kind of how it rubbed me in the moment.
Yeah, there's a code. You got to follow that code.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for Delict to think that, from what I saw, and from apparently what Morata got a red card for, I think that's the two connections that people are making. They're saying, well, look what Morata said, and this is what he got a red card for. So we're going to equate that Dybala was probably saying why didn't you give us a penalty? So he's going to get. I didn't think there was any room, like I said before in my video. Café alla Juventinità, check it out. But guys, I mean, sure, you could say we're making this out of nothing. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, let the captain do his job. Delict, you'll have many opportunities to be the captain and speak to the ref. And some people didn't believe that lobbying was a thing. And I'm like, no, you got to say your piece. You got to tell the ref how it is, because situation, and say people say no, that doesn't affect. It affects. If people saying that Juve could get handballs, they don't get enough handballs, just all of a sudden we start getting penalties getting put against us, it's a possibility. So whether you believe that that's your opinion or mine, but lobbying the ref, I think, is a real and prevalent, not problem, but I just think it's gamesmanship, right? You're going to say what you're going to say to get the ref to give you a decision, whether that be in a future game or to say your piece or to get your anger out. That's my 2 bits added on to what I had to say. Okay, let's get into 3 up, 3 down, boys. Who are your 3 worst, 3 best, if you could pick? Or maybe we'll go 1 each. We got 3 people here. Why not?
Of the season?
No. Of this game.
Okay, of this game.
Yeah, Drew, you go first.
So you're talking about ups and downs, or just ranking the 3 players?
No. So in Italy, right? If you've ever watched and it's actually hilarious comedy, but you'll have all these guys that will literally live stream game. This was the original live stream, okay, on television. They'll get a panel. You go Juventini, Milanisti, Merda fans. They'll all kind of chat the game, and usually what they'll do at halftime is they'll say, okay, who are the 3? So up and down, kind of saying your 3 best or your 3 worst. So they'll say, okay, who are the top 3? And it doesn't need to be 3 if you've had a particularly shitty game, but your 3 best or your 3 worst players of this game. There could be, there was a lot of shitty performances, I would say, but I thought there were some decent performances, to say the least.
Oh god, well, my top 3 would have to be obviously Morata, I think Chiesa, and I think that's it, really. 2 up, and then for the down,
I gotta go Artur for sure.
Yeah.
That mistake cost us.
Yeah, the clearance that you were talking about earlier, and maybe just the defense as a whole.
I'm gonna go Delict for the shoulder grab.
Oh, really?
That's gonna cause people are flipping out over that one on Twitter. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But, no, I think I would say Frabotta didn't have his best game, clinically I would also say Ramsey was a little bit out to lunch on some he was making runs, but I think you could also there's a whole host of players that you could put in here, but give me some names, Anto.
All right. So honestly, as much as he's my boy, I think Dybala is probably the third worst player
Okay.
of that game.
I was about to say, but I wanted it to come out of your mouth.
I kind of figured you're waiting for me to say that, but yeah, our tour was really poor for me as well. He's been making significant progress, like we said, under Pirlo, but Saturday not his match at all. And then yeah, for me, I think Frabotta probably had the worst match. I think he's been steadily improving under Pirlo, but I think he had a lot of balls where I'm not sure if you saw, but he tried to like step over the ball a couple times and
Yeah.
got really dispossessed of the ball. So obviously he's a young guy and he always wants to show off, not show off, but like show up and like look like he
Right.
belongs there. And he definitely does belong there, but I think it was just a match to forget for him and it wasn't that great of a performance from him. Not that he cost us, but he definitely was probably
Oh,
not.
that's all right. I think those are fair shouts. Like I said, guys, drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? Were we completely out to lunch? In terms of anything in this podcast, I'm sure someone's gonna have something to say.
Mhm.
That's for fucking sure. But let's get lastly, or almost lastly, post-match comments. So here's a couple things that Pirlo said. Ronaldo had already a little problem on Wednesday and wanted to grit his teeth. We decided to let him recover. He was tired and needs to recover. When you miss players of personality and experience, which are important qualities, we struggle, as we've seen tonight and other times. We managed the first half well, and we should have closed the game. We're working on the development of the game. When the games get dirty, we can't win them at the moment. So, thoughts about Pirlo's comments? Anybody? Take it. Anto?
Yeah, I think the comments were fair, but like I don't really know what you can say if you're Pirlo at that moment, especially after the match like that. You're going there with the expectation to win
Well, yeah.
against Benevento, and obviously, I know it's hard for some people on Twitter to understand, but you obviously always want to be respectful to the smaller sides as much as you want to go there and say, like Cazzo, we're playing Benevento, of course we should have fucking won, right? But what are you gonna
Right.
say?
Yeah, I think Pirlo's been pretty generic in a lot of his responses too.
Yeah, exactly. They're just kind of like vanilla answers. Like, they're professional answers, and that's, what we got when we got him. We got a diplomat in the way someone speaks, very elegant Italian and very proper. And that's
Like Allegri.
exactly not like sorry with his Napolitano.
That you can't forgive or forget, that's for sure. But what about you, Drew?
Yeah, I think, you can't really put all the blame on Pirlo. I know it's, a newly promoted side, but maybe got to put the blame on the players for once. I think even with a B team Juventus squad, should still come up with the same results as we got. At least a
Right.
draw. No Ronaldo, no. I don't know. I think it's just going to be a struggle this season, especially with Pirlo, no experience. But I think still it's, a newly promoted Serie A team. So I think even with the players you have, you should, come out with the W.
Yeah, and I think Danilo framed it perfectly. He says, in my opinion, we have to look at ourselves. We played a good first part. In the end, we scored the goal. We couldn't get organized, and so the matches become difficult. We still feel like we're the best. We have to do better, not only me, but the whole team. After we scored the goal, we were not grouped. We have to figure out what to do in certain moments and what to do to win. We have a lot of young players. Growth comes with every match. We have to learn now. The difference is when you learn after a match or two, the points thrown away make the difference. We have to play tidier and get results. And we look at ourselves. We have room for improvement. We have to do it now, and not in 6 months. The points thrown away, they make a difference. Next game, Dinamo Kiev. What are your thoughts? Are we gonna win? Are we gonna lose?
You'd hope so.
I hope we
Right?
win. No, lately.
I hope so.
I honestly haven't really looked at the table that much, so I honestly don't know. Do we need a win? Do we need at least tie?
No, we're through. We're through.
Well, we're through,
Oh,
yeah. Just in regards to first or second, I think we're gonna finish second. I don't think we're gonna catch Barca at this point, especially at the head-to-head next week.
Drew's too busy doing those. Taking the photo. What was it? That one GIF there, where he's got the duck face going. That's why he doesn't know the standings.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, you know, you're the ladies' man online, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Drew. plays-
you could say that, I guess.
But let's hope we get back to winning ways. Like I said, I think we got to start playing more through the middle, and yeah, hopefully Ronaldo can save our asses again, right, guys?
Yeah, Mr. Champions League will show up and not miss a free header like against Lyon, but then you know.
No comment. Let's get some questions though.
Yeah.
What position do you see Dybala playing? Obviously from James Martino, Jimmy_Stallion. What do you guys think? Where do you want him? Up top, CAM,
Second striker,
boom.
or a triangle with Ronaldo, Morata, Dybala. That'd be a good triangle, I think. I don't think we've ever tried it before, but either that or him as a second striker next to Ronaldo.
Anto?
That's where I'd put him.
Yeah, I agree with Drew. I like him as a second striker, as like a center forward. I think kind of like almost like a Griezmann at Atletico. I think would be a good position for him. I don't know. I also liked him probably in Juve. My favorite was when he played in the middle of like the 4-2-3-1 with Allegri. I think that was probably his best position.
Right.
Was playing behind the striker like that. See, the thing is with Ronaldo, he's not like a true left winger, so it's kind of hard to play that formation because he, like Ramsey was on Saturday, kind of just comes like starts on the left, obviously on the sheet, but drifts all over the field, so it's really hard because it leaves the left side exposed. So I don't think we can play that formation. So I don't know. I still think Dybala closer to goal is the best Dybala because he's obviously got that wonderful left boot. So if he can krill a ball in, it's always nice instead of coming back. Kind of what we want. Yeah.
That's best position. We got another question we got a question specifically. And guys, I just want to say, I appreciate all of the likes. I appreciate all the retweets. Please keep doing those on those questions. On those when I ask for questions from you guys. But please put some damn questions in the fucking thing. I was literally like, holy, we're getting all this, we're getting likes up the ass. But no one wants to put a question down. So please, do me a favor. Do us a favor. I think this next one's a good one because it kind of leads into the end of the podcast where we talk about, memorable moments, going to the stadium or not. But Derek Rose's burner account. Awesome.
Yeah,
I guess he's a Liverpool fan as well, so that's cool. At D-Rose LFC. So he asked you, Drew, what is your favorite moment in Juventus history and player in the squad after Ronaldo?
Well, in the mighty 2 years I've been watching, I gotta say, the most historic moment that I've seen was definitely the Atletico Madrid comeback, for sure.
Would make sense. That's usually what I hear. What about you, Anto? Did we do this with you already?
Wait, are you asking me who's my favorite player outside of Ronaldo? Is that what you're asking me right now?
No. I said, is Ronaldo your favorite player, and how many jerseys have you bought?
He's not my favorite player, and I have one Ronaldo jersey.
Jeez, what a Ronaldo homer, I tell you.
I bought the jersey before he actually played a single minute for us. I remember I was at our cottage July, and as soon as we signed him, and me and my cousin were like, "Holy shit!" Right? And we signed Ronaldo, right? So I bought his kit right away, and was so excited. But yeah, no. After that, no love lost for me with him. No, I don't think I'll be buying another jersey for as long as he's with us.
Well, yeah, because they're all sold out because Ronaldo fans buy them.
Sure, more Dybala ones for me. I'm pretty much at one or two a season of him now. So
there's no yeah, exactly. You're only gonna have a couple more of those, possibly. But guys, it was a blast. I thank you guys for both coming on. Drew, you're always welcome on again. I think we'll have you back on with Dybala Mask, right? So yeah, that's gonna be after the game. Exactly. So let's see what happens for that. And Anto, as always, I gotta have you on again by yourself because you fucking missed one, you bastard.
I know we have that one. We actually got a lot of questions. We got 15 questions we have to answer.
Exactly.
If you save that tweet anywhere.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. I'll find it.
Okay, good, because there's a lot of questions.
But anyways, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying Café alla Juventinità. I hope you like the logo. Drop some comments. Drop some questions.
Was that Nilesh who made that too, the logo?
Yeah, Nilesh, man. What a baller.
And he's great.
He's unbelievable. Yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah, we're going to get you that Morata. That Morata edit for you, bud. But he's unbelievable. Thank you, buddy. I hope you watch to the end here, or else you'll know. I'll definitely know if you didn't. So, but anyways, thank you guys for all the support. Keep supporting, keep sharing, dropping questions, comments. YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, what else we got? Podbean, Google Podcast. Yeah, please help me out, guys. We're almost at 100. We're almost at 500 on Twitter. If we could get to that 100 before Christmas, that would be very nice. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. So, as always, it's fun, boys. Fun, boys. Thank you guys for coming again, and we'll definitely have you guys on in the future. So, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao, ciao.
See you guys.
Bye bye.